Hello, this is Sanjeet, and in this video, I will introduce the topic of this playlist. And the topic of the playlist is basically interview questions that you're likely to face, that you're likely to be asked for an agile coach positions. So, see you in a few seconds. Hi there again. And as I just mentioned in the opening, this playlist will contain videos that will be dedicated to or focused on the theme of interview questions that you are likely to be asked when or if you are interviewing for an agile coach position. Now, the very first thing that may come to your mind, at least to some of you, one of the questions you may be asking yourself is, well, what sort of qualifies me to offer advice on in agile coaching interview questions? So let me spend a few minutes talking about that. I have been a fairly successful agile change agent. I have delivered agile transformation as an agile coach, as an agile transformation lead to several global organizations. And in each of these organizations, I have, at any given point in time during my tenure, during my time in that organization, I have converted several hundred teams into adopting agile ways of working. So during this professional journey, during this professional stint at various, major global companies, I have not only did I have to attend interviews, several interviews, in order to get these roles because these are fairly high profile roles. But once I was working as a senior agile consultant, agile change agent in these companies, I also had the opportunity to conduct interviews for open agile coach positions in that company for agile coaches that would be hired either to work directly with me or with my peers. So it is this combined experience of not only having participated in, I would say, close to maybe 100 or a little over 100 interviews as an interviewee, but also having conducted interviews for open agile position roles or scrum master roles. And that I would say would be anywhere between 50 to 60 or 50 to 70 interviews. It is this combined experience from both sides of the fence, so to speak, is the reason why I have gained a fair bit of a good amount of insight and knowledge about the types of questions that you are typically expected to face for an agile coach position interview, and also what would be a good way to handle, to address, to answer these questions. So hopefully that satisfies your any concerns you may have about my credentials or my background as to why I am qualified to offer advice on typical questions that you're likely to face at an agile coach interview. All right. And just in case you're wondering, how does a person end up participating in hundreds of interviews or close to 100 interviews? So let me break down the math for you. Right now, typically when you join a client or a company as an agile change agent or as an agile transformation lead, which is just different title for an agile coach, and just as I have, you typically get anywhere from about a year to 18 months or max 2 years in that company to be able to convert the teams that you are assigned to basically adopt agile ways of working. So you basically have anywhere between a year to 2 years to basically implement agile ways of working or enable agile transformation for the set of teams that you are assigned, right, in that company. And after that, the teams learn agile ways of working, and typically you have to move on to find the next client, right? And every time you move on and find and to look for your next client, right, you obviously don't join the very first client that makes an offer, right? I as a senior consultant, typically speak to several clients, anywhere from 4 to 5 clients, and each client has anywhere from 3 to 4 rounds of interviews, right? So if you do the math, every time I have sought a new client at the end of my engagement, at the end of my Agile transformation engagement, I have ended up speaking to at least 3 to 4 companies, via at least 2 to 3 or even 3 to 4 rounds of interviews. So again, if you do the math, it easily comes down to close to 100 or a little over 100 interviews. So I wanted to break down the math for you so you don't think that I'm sort of, making this up or just pulling numbers out of a hat. So that's why I have ended up having the experience of participating in, close to 100 or maybe a little over 100 interviews. And during my time at the client, I have always had to interview for open agile coach roles or scrum master roles, and that's what also gave me plenty of insight and knowledge in terms of the kind of questions one should expect as an agile coach or even as a scrum master. But in this playlist I will be dedicating mostly to questions that you should expect for an agile coach position. All right. So that's all I wanted to share in this introductory video. And by the way, I hope you do subscribe to this channel, because as soon as I upload the upcoming videos, you will be notified immediately and you can then find a suitable time to watch the video. So that's it for now, and I hope to catch you in the next video. Bye.